Intelligent, smart people, logical people especially, are a threat to society. And that's because society is a mess. And the masses are foolish, naive, entitled, toxic, and selfish. In this video, I'm going to break down in very logical, simple terms why an intelligent person, such as yourself, is a threat to society, and actually why it's a very, very good thing. And speaking of lies, fake people, nonsense, if you're sick and tired of all of that, you need to join my free private community, the No Bullshit Society, where you can discuss and share your personal truths and level up in a way that's never been experienced before. The link is in the description and the pinned comment just down below. So, if you are a sheep, if you are someone that just follows everything that's told to you from your family, from your teachers, from your peers, your elders, your community, and so on, you are going to end up living a miserable life. Or better yet, you're going to live someone else's life. What if someone has designed your roadmap of your life for you, not to live for your benefit, to make your life better, but instead to fit into a category, fit into a box, fit into a, identity that wasn't yours. There's that famous saying that on your deathbed, what if your entire life, every decision you made, every choice you had, all of it was wrong? And the only reason why it would be wrong as such is because it was never chosen by you. But that's the masses, that's the stupid people, that's society. What about the intelligent people? Now, they don't need a PhD and they don't need special qualifications. They don't even need to finish college or university. They just need to be rooted in truth. Not in a black pill doomer sort of way, I see the truth, but rage about it in my basement. No, they see the truth. They stand up for themselves assertively and confidently, and they're rooted in their personal truths as well. This is what we discuss in my community. So society doesn't like that. Society wants to copy and paste another sheep, another person to be in line and do as they're told. Get that job and earn the corporation money. Work for the government, fund the government. Marry into this community, marry into that religion to keep everything the same. Don't rock the boat. Don't be the scapegoat. Don't be different. Don't step out of the norm. I knew this especially for me, and in a very strange way. Inadvertently, my parents never wanted me to essentially be unhappy, but they did want me to tick boxes. They wanted me to have a certain career. They wanted me to be part of a certain culture and community, which I am, but they wanted me to marry into it as such and said, it'd be nice if you had X, Y, and Z. So I tried to tick those boxes, especially relationship-wise. And I ended up having the worst, toxic, most narcissistic relationship of them all. It made me miserable. I hated my life, and I hit rock bottom. I had to not only just walk away from that relationship, but walk away from the pressures of that relationship and what it stood for, and go against my parents and family who supported me in the end, but were leading me down the wrong path. Ask any Asian who goes through arranged marriages and so on and so forth. They have to tick those boxes. Otherwise, they're seen as evil. They're seen as nasty. They're seen as the screw-ups of the family. And you don't want to know what that does to their mental health. So society is not just about the governments and the bigger picture, the countries you live in. Society could be your community, could be your religious circle, could be just your street or where you live right now. And you're a threat the moment you start asking, why? Why am I doing this? What are the reasons for doing this? Why am I thinking that way? Recently, I spoke to somebody who had the goals and aspirations to get fit and lean. And I asked him, why do you want to do it? Well, people always want to be healthy. I said, I don't give a shit about people. Why do you want to do it? Well, people will, look up to me more and I'll be part of the community better if I looked a bit healthier. I said, screw people. Why do you want to do it? Because I want to feel good. Why do you want to feel good? For other people. You see, when you break it down, no bullshit, strip it all away, which is what we do in the community below, that's the truth. And when you get rooted into the truth, you say to yourself, you know what? I don't need to do that because it doesn't suit me. I'm going to be the odd one out, not because I'm a rebel without a cause, because I think my life needs to go down a different path. I need to stand up for myself and be assertive and move in a different direction with a strategic plan, not just, willy-nilly and just wing it, because that's a stupid thing, but you're intelligent, so you wouldn't do that. So let's break down more in essentially a no bullshit way why intelligent people threaten society. First, they see through the illusion. They can spot propaganda, manipulation, and hypocrisy instantly. These people are more intuitive. They are more receptive and more self-aware than the masses. The masses can be described as people who have blinkers on, like horses when they bolt in a race, or better yet, an ostrich which has got its head in the sand or in the ground, whatever. That is the masses. The propaganda is shoved down their throats and they lap it all up. The manipulation comes their way and they fall for it hook, line and sinker every time. They are surrounded by idiots and hypocrisy, and yet they don't even notice. But it makes you feel uneasy. You look at it and you think, that's a load of bullshit. Hey, I'm not going to fall for those games. Think of a person that calls you up of a random number, trying to get you to give your bank details. That's bullshit. That's manipulation. You see straight through it. Yeah, I ain't giving you my bank details, mate. Now, take that and put that into other people around you, and it's the same shit. They are trying to get something out of you. They are trying to conform you to something. They are trying to change your approach. The truth is, the smart person, the intelligent person is dangerous because they can't be easily controlled. When you are not easily controlled, you are met with anger, rage, cancellations, threats, and so much more. Take me, for example, with my toxic relationship. When they tried to control me, when they tried to make me stay, when they tried to not let me leave, I was a threat because they knew that they had to keep on to me. And I knew all along that I had to get out. But the doofus here stayed longer than he should have done and bought into the manipulation and stuff, despite making it the most uneasy experience of my life. But when I started questioning and pushing back, they were furious, especially that partner, because they couldn't control the narrative, couldn't control me. And when you're not controllable, you're dangerous. You stand up for yourself, you're bloody dangerous, and then you're free. As I've mentioned many times, the majority in society are sheeps. The majority in your community, the majority that do the opposite of you, are the herd. And the intelligent person doesn't follow the herd. Society rewards compliance. The more compliable you are, great. Screw it, they're offering participation trophies now just for taking part. Whereas intelligent people reward themselves with that key word, freedom. When you comply, you become, whether you're male or female, the most submissive version of yourself. And you go on to please others, check boxes that are superficial, and live a very shallow, miserable life, full of resentment, which makes you unwell as you push down all your emotions to the pit of your stomach. Freedom, and the pursuit of freedom, is uncomfortable to begin with, because you're met with anger, you're met with hostility. But once you push through that, which isn't that hard, the taste of freedom is the sweetest of them all. Standing apart exposes the weakness of the herd, and people hate being reminded of their own conformity. A big mistake me and you and many others make is we try to conform the masses. We try to not make them so superficial, so shallow, so fake. But they're too far gone. It is better to save yourself than to save the world, especially if you've never saved yourself to begin with. The intelligent person asks question no one wants answered. For example, who benefits from this? Why do we do things this way? Why do I have to do it? Why is there a time constraint? Why am I being put under pressure for this? What is the end goal here? How are we going to fix this? Why? Those simple questions digs at the roots of systems built on blind tradition, out of date ideas, and agenda. Some people have an agenda and forget the government in your circle. From a toxic manager in your workplace has the agenda of burning you out to the point that you quit, and they win by you leaving. Parents and family have the agenda of you breaking up with someone, failing, losing a friendship, going through suffering, just to say we were right all along. Or they have the agenda of you conforming to make themselves look good. Friends will do the same to use and abuse you, masking it in the fact that they actually care and love you, which is bullshit. The status quo survives only as long as people don't question it. I know you're afraid of confrontation. I know you're afraid of the consequences, but I would take the confrontation and the consequences of conforming to something that is dangerous. Lastly, the herd and the sheep and the people in society, etc., they choose comfort. They choose safety. They choose Netflix. They choose X, Y, and Z, even if it's fake. You could have a big house. You can have a wife and kids. You can have a beautiful job and career. You can have money in the bank. You can have a nice watch. You can have all of these things and feel nothing. You can go to bed at night with your demons saying to you, who are you? Why are you doing this? Have you just made the biggest mistake of your life? Are you putting on an act? But they would never admit that. But the intelligent person wants clarity, even if it hurts. The other day, I met up with somebody who was burning themselves out at work. They said, well, I'm just going to push through it, even though they've almost collapsed through the exhaustion. And I said to them, it is better to face the demons as to why you are killing yourself at work than to burn yourself out. I said, well, what do you suggest? I said, I suggest locking yourself in a dark room and facing your demons head on. Yeah, that's not conventional, is it? But I did it. Many others did it as well. Was it horrible? Yeah. But I wanted clarity, even if it hurts. And they said to me, well, I could never do that. I'd rather keep busy. Cool, you keep killing yourself, God forbid. That's the difference. That commitment to truth exposes bullshit. And it exposes liars, which is why society often pushes them to the edges. If you are exposing something to be fake, if you're exposing something to be very shallow and superficial, if you're exposing something to be bullshit, you are a threat. Because people will choose the comfort and the lies 9 times out of 10 over the truth. But if you are rooted in your personal truth, want to level up and change and see the forest through the trees, join my free community, the No Bullshit Society. Right now, like-minded people from all around the world come together and share these values and have epiphanies that they've never had in their entire life. It's totally free. Join now. The link's in the description and pinned comment down below. It saddens me that intelligent people are exiled, but I'd rather be exiled to a place like my community or to the edges than be in the conformity of bullshit.